Hey, hi everyone. This is another video following up the last video we made. This was about transport. We stood up BGP between PE1 Internet and vEdge 1. Okay, and in this video we'll basically configure the trust for the vEdges, both remote site and headquarters. Let's see. This is the lab overview. Last time we did talk about the tree planes, and I like, before we start the video, remind everyone that while we're working with setting up the data plane is to allow the controllers to communicate with the vEdges using DTLS. Okay, so a lot of this configuration would work because we have IPs configured between PE1, iNet, and vEdges, both remote site. They're able to learn dynamically the routes behind PE1 and vEdges. The vEdges are able to advertise at least their net. Well, the iNet will advertise the network for vEdges behind the vEdges. Okay, let me verify that though. I think I may have to either have the iNet advertise the 172.200.1.0/29 and the 2.0/29 to PE1. Let me see PE1 learning any routes, right? Last video we didn't verify that, so I will do show BGP IP before unicast. See if I'm learning any routes. So it looks like I am. I'm learning 200.1.0/29, but this is recursive, right? I'm aware of this directly connected, but I'm learning 2.0/29, 202.0/29. No, actually, sorry. The 201.0/29. That's the vEdge 1 remote site 200. Let me change that. That's 200. And this is, I believe we made it 300. Okay, and then let me zoom in, and then obviously I'm learning from myself, right? This is from myself, right? This is generated, this is local, and this is a connected route to the controllers. Okay, oops, let me zoom back. There we go. Let me move this back here. Okay, zoom in a little bit. This lab. Perfect. All right, so I should be able to ping the 172.200.1.2, right? And then 2.2, right? That's both vEdge 1 and headquarters. Okay, all right. Now, let's go back to the vEdges. Okay. This is, we'll start with adding the vEdges to the, at least doing this. We've done already the system configuration. We want to work the certificates, right? We'll pull the certificate from the CA. Let me see if I can ping the CA. I think it was that 14, right? 168.1.14. Yep, it's reachable. So what we'll do is, just like before, how we work the vBun and vSmart, and the vManage, to include the vManage, how they pull the root certificate, so via SEP. So that's what we'll do on the vEdges. So we work the IP transport. Now we have reachability to the certificate authority, and okay, let me see, request, let me see something. That's interesting. Request download. Let me see. SCP. Okay. 192.168. I think I know what's wrong. Maybe the VPN 0, the extra. Okay, no file or directory. Let me go back to the CA. Well, I do have it. Maybe I misspelled the lab.pki.ca. What was it called? lab-pki.ca. Oh, remember what I said about the vEdges being a little strange, something similar to Windows. In on PowerShell, you use the colon to point to a file that you would receive or send um, to let's say a server, right, or client. In Linux, it's a /, but in this case, well, it's a colon, right? Through VPN 0. Maybe it doesn't like the VPN 0. Let's try that. Yep. Okay, perfect. Cisco 123. Perfect. So now we'll do a request root certificate. Install. We'll install this in the home admin, and we'll call it lab.pki. Okay. We're going to the vShell just to verify that that's the case. Yep, there it is, right here. This is the certificate authority. Okay, perfect. Now, since we're in the vShell, let's look at the certificate, right? We need to let me think about this. You know what? Let's do a request, right? Actually, let's access this. We still have to request a CSR. Let's do a request CSR. Okay. We're gonna generate a CSR. Okay. Home lab, right? We need to generate a CSR, and the CSR will be generated on vShell. Let me see. Under the home admin directory, right? And then now we can grab the CSR and we can have it signed by the CA, just like we've done before with the other controllers, right? So you generate a CSR, okay, copy, right? And then under the CA, let me move this up a little bit. And under the CA, you can request so under the CA, I think it was request. Let me go back. Okay, perfect. Yeah, request PKI server lab.pki, and then we'll request a PEM, a sign of request pkcs10 to the terminal. Let me see. No. Let me think about this. We do need a signed certificate. We've got to have let me think about this. So last time, I think, was this? Because I can't remember. No, that's not right. Request. Let me review my documentation. Yeah, that's correct. That is interesting that So it is crypto PKI, right? Server, okay, lab PKI, export, request. Oh, I did an export. Okay, that's probably what it is. PKCS 10 terminal. Yes. So we're requesting a PEM cert. So this was the same thing we did last time, and then we get a granted signed certificate. We copy the certificate, right? And then you go back to the vEdge, right? And then on here, what we'll do is we'll go into the vShell, right? Because where we're already there. We already have the certificate, and we did a more. This is how we got the content of this certificate signing request, and then we signed this signing certificate. Well, the CA signed this signing certificate request and granted a certificate. So what we'll do, we'll install this granted certificate onto the. So we'll do a cat. I think it's yeah, and then we say hey.txt. Okay, and then we'll drop it in here. So basically what I did here is I told it to create a file that's called cert.txt, and I'm going to drop content into this file. Okay, and then I will exit. I think it's Control C. Okay, and then verify that this is created. Verify that it was created properly. Yep, perfect. And then I'm going to exit, right? So now we're gonna go back to terminal, and then we're gonna say request certificate install, and then we'll say to install this cert.txt, right? This is the signed certificate. We're gonna install it. Request certificate install. What is he saying? Install unsuccessful error home.txt file not found. Really? Let me see. Oops. Let me go back into vShell. You know, this is good because it does show also my troubleshooting steps. Oh. Well, that's because ctxt. We never did the. Yeah, so let me do this again. Let's do it again one more time. I think that the way I exited may have caused some issues. Okay, so we'll copy this again. Let's go back to vEdge. We're gonna do a paste, right? And then I think it's control. Let's type exit and see if that works. Nope. Okay, control C won't work either, because yeah, let me hold on one second. Let's do this again. Let me copy this right here. Let's do it again one more time. I don't think we successfully created this file, right? Alright, let's go back one more time to the CA. I'm gonna copy. I'm go back to vEdge 1. Paste this file in here. And maybe escape? No. Let me see. Control Shift Q. Control Q. No. Let's see. Control save maybe? No. Let's see. Control C again. Let me see if I can create a file and do this the other way around, because I don't remember how to exit to save, right? So if anybody remembers that, you can drop a comment and you know, remind me of. So we'll do this. Got cert. Oh, it did create it. ls. That's interesting. But I have an exit here. let me see if I can remove this file, because I don't want the extra. Yeah. Huh. It did work. I'm going to do, let's do this again. Interesting. We're going to do this one more time. Let's go back to, let me see, copy that. All right. Let's see if Control C creates it. Nope. So the exit did work, but it did create that. That's fine. I see what it is. So what we can do is, yeah, I think I know what it is. So it won't matter. The exit would work, but anyways, let's test it out. Just exiting, although it does add that extra. Interesting. No. How did we? Let's make sure that this doesn't exist first. Hold on. So let me do cat cert.txt. Let's do vim cert.txt. Okay, I think it's a Control I to insert, and then let me go to that and do this again. Paste. Did I miss something? Let's do a I think it's escape, and then quit without saving. No write since last change, add to override. Yep. So we'll do a Q and then we'll add that. Okay. Make sure it didn't create. Yeah, perfect. So let's do that again. I think that works also. That would be a good way to another way to do this, right? Paste. Let me make sure I capture everything on that CA. Begin certificate and certificate. We'll go back to vEdge. I'm gonna say Control I. We'll drop this in here, and then we're gonna escape WQ. Perfect. Let's see if that exists. Yeah, so same thing. So I'm just missing that begin. I don't know why. It could be a bug or something like that, or that shell, right? That's a problem. Let's remove this certificate again and remake it. So that's txt. Let me go back. I guess we'll have to figure out how to make this one work, because it looks like the buffer, there's issue with the buffer when I drop the actual content into the cert.txt using vim. In this case that didn't work, so I think this method will be better. I just have to figure out how to exit and save, right, the content of the file, right? So I may have to, let me Google this real quick, instead of let me see, this was end of life working bash. Let's do save. No. To a text and save the file. What about that? Let's try that. Let's see. Writing text by using like cat command. Okay, perfect. So let me see. Cat read me that text. Cat read. This is an appended line. This is what we're doing. But how do you exit though, right? Let me go back up. Let's. Okay. One will not return any digits because the calculator is not listening to the standard. Yeah. This is like T. Press Control D. Okay, Control D will save this file. Right, Control D. Perfect. Okay, so it saves us some time. Perfect. Okay, now that we've done this, we can go back, right, and then we can request to install this certificate, right, .txt. Okay. All right, successfully installed. Okay, so the process will be similar with the other vEdge, which is the headquarter, right? It should be faster now because, I mean, at least we have figured out how to, you know, sign the CSR and then export the CSR, create a file, and install it onto the vEdges. Once we're done, we should be okay with yes, please, Cisco 123. We'll add them to the vManage. Okay, and you know, I expect this to be in a learning experience for myself and for you guys, right? Me making these videos help me remember some of the command scheme and some of the configuration steps, right, while we're sharing. So if you have any again, like I said, if you have anything to add, you can drop in the chat, and you know, we can, you know, any suggestions, or you know. But anyway, so what I'll do is I'm gonna request a CSR service, a certificate signing request again, right? .txt. Okay, then we'll call it home lab, right, to match the organization name. Okay, awesome, that worked. So now we'll go into the V shell. Okay, I'd like to see the certificate signing request. We're going to copy it. Well, you could use also more, I believe. Let me see if you can do more on this, because you know, it's, yeah, so more works too. So you go back to your CA, right? It will be similar to what we've done earlier. I think it's request. Let me see, did I let me see, request, no, it's, yeah, request, is it, let me scroll back up, I can't remember that. Oh, it's crypto, my god. Okay, so it's crypto PKI server lab PKI, right, request a PKCS, so that's a PEMSER to the terminal, right? And then I'm gonna drop my CSR, and it'll generate or grant a certificate. We'll grab the certificate, and then we'll go back to the vEdge, right? Then we'll create a file called cert.txt. We'll paste the content of the certificate, Control D, okay, make sure that it's created, and then the rest is easy. You go back and you install the certificate, right, that exists on the, right, so we'll install the certificate. Okay, all right, perfect, successful. All right, so the hard part was, I guess, not hard, but there's so many ways and different ways to add the vEdges to, you know, at least work the trust, you know, generate the CSR and then get the CSR signed. You can use a third party to do this, right? This will be similar to the controllers also. You don't have to use a iOS or iOS XE, or, you know, you can use a third party certificate authority to sign your certificate in order to build your trust, okay, between your controllers and your vEdges. Okay, so let's go back to Cisco web, I mean the vManage web interface. So it's, I think it's admin, and then Cisco 123. Awesome. All right. Let's add our vEdges to the vSmart. But in order to do that first, right, we have to okay, hold on. Yeah, remind me later. The configuration of username and password, yes, it's not secure. I got it. But since we're in a lab, we don't have to. So we'll go to devices, and I wouldn't use a unsecure, password doing in a production environment, right? You want to make you have to add complexity to your passwords, right, for security reason. But this is a lab, right? This is not production. So we have our controllers here on this page, right? Okay, let's go back to devices. I think we were on administrate devices. Upload when edge list. Okay, we could do we could have a file and upload a file in here to upload our vEdges, but you can, let me see, a simple CSV. What about we do that? Let me see. Let me see what that looks like. Or you can add them from the CLI, I believe. Okay. Let me close this for now. I'll show you guys how to upload a list in case you have hundreds of devices, right? Or maybe not hundreds of devices, but when you start, you have, let's say you have 10 devices, but in that case, that, for me it's a logistical nightmare, right? But let's do it from the CLI just for to learn how to do this, right? From the CLI, and then we'll do a spreadsheet. Okay, now for now, let's go back to the vEdges and then see if I can certificate serial. If I can, there we go. If I can generate this information, right? So the chassis number and the serial number is how you would add the vEdges on the CLI, on the vSmart and the vBond, right? Not the vSmart, the vManage and the vBond, right? You go back to, let's say, the vManage, right? And I'll show you this command. It says quite interesting. There's so many ways to do this, right? So we'll do request, right? vEdge, okay, add. We'll add the chassis number. Well, you have to mention chassis number, right? Because that's what it is. Chassis, I think it's num. And then we'll do serial number. Yeah, what was the serial number? Serial number was 05. Okay, let's do that. 05. Okay, status request. So success. So we'll do that on the vBond, right? Oops, let's log on. All right, status success. Okay, perfect. And then we'll do this for the vEdge. Show certificate serial, right? We have a chassis number and we have a serial number. That's perfect, right? Let's go back to the vManage, right? Request vEdge, add chassis number, and then we'll drop the chassis number of the headquarters, and then serial number, it was 06. Okay, perfect. And then we'll do the same thing on vBond, right? Because those devices have to have to register to a vBond, right? And the vManage. The vBond maintains the trust, and the vManage, is how you centrally, push configuration to those devices, right? The vSmart will just share the routing information and maybe policies, not maybe, but policies, right? So now, if you refresh this, you should have two vEdges on here. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me scroll to the right. Right, you guys can see this. So we have the 1.1.10 and the .11. Both were auto discover. Well, because we did it from the CLI, right? You could also do this using this a spreadsheet, right? It would not be so different from how we've done it on the CLI, right? You have maybe a column name, chassis number, column name, and I'll show you guys the template, right? Later on another video. It will be a short video just to show you guys how to do this. We'll maybe deploy another vEdge, and then or let's do a cEdge, however, just for demonstration purposes, and show you how to upload using a spreadsheet. Okay, now if you go under the controllers, you have your three controllers, you have your vEdges, and then there's one more thing we need to do, right? We need to go back to, what's it? No, it's configuration and no, it's administration and certificates, I believe. Was it? No, configuration and certificates. Yeah, we need to go here, right? And then we're gonna need to send the vEdge out, vEdge cloud, the vEdges, one and headquarters, to a controller, right? So we're sending this information. So you add them to vManage, and then you send this information to the vSmart and vBond. Okay, let me make this bigger. Right. So you pushed the serial list to the vBond. Okay. I think we're doing the same thing on the vManage and the vSmart. Okay. All right. Now let's go back to the CLI, and I'll show you guys some things. So now you should have an OMP peer. Okay, the OMP peer would be the vSmart. Okay, show OMP peer should also be the vSmart from the headquarters. Okay, if you go back to the vSmart, should have two OMP peer, both the vEdge 1 and the headquarters. See? Okay. Currently we don't have, we have some OMP routes, but well, we shouldn't have any OMP routes, right? But we should have, let's see, show BFD sessions. Let me go back. Probably I have to do this from show BFD sessions. Yeah, I have a BFD session with the headquarters, right, over B's internet. Right, we have a TLOC. Let me show you a TLOC. The TLOC would be your color, your system ID, and the encapsulation. See, show OMP route. There shouldn't be any right now. Let's go to the vManage and see show controller connections. Should have the vEdge. We have the headquarters. Where is the other one? And then we have Edge 1. Okay. T-lock would be used to share routing information, OMP routes, between, and this would be probably when on the next video I'll probably use I'll show you guys how to advertise different type of traffic. One would be VoIP, one would be users, or it could be anything. It could be printer, it could be, you know, some different customers that you're hosting, or you know, you transport, right? And you're trying to keep your customers traffic separated. You want to carry you want to segment or put them in different tenant. It could be in a data center. This scales really well, and this is why the SD-WAN with its with the different templates, right, is probably the best. For me, Cisco SD-WAN is very scalable, right? Um, I do believe that. Let me see something real quick on the templates, because I did create some templates in the past on last video. Not last video, but well, they're no longer here because I did wipe the lab. But we'll create, maybe the next video we'll do, as a matter of fact, I'll show you guys how to create different VPN, okay? And for segmentation, we'll do another video on the template, on the feature template. We'll onboard a new site and use features template to give it its configuration. Okay, I think that's about it. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope that you've learned something from this demonstration. Thank you for watching.